Hello, Cherries fans, and of course Wolves fans as well. I just wanted to do this impromptu video because, of course, Gary O'Neill has got off to a very, very good start at Wolves. Albeit, the first two games maybe not the results he wanted. He pushed Manchester United close, but of course he got the result against Everton and got a 5-0 win against Blackpool in the Cup. All these Bournemouth fans who, and there was one in particular that went on Always Wolves, I shan't mention the name, but, was full of criticism. To be honest, he didn't like Gary O'Neill throughout, his spell here. It was a real shame because Gary did nothing to deserve, all the grief that he had got. I think, Gary did a very, very good job at this football club, kept us in the Premier League. Yes, the last four games were a little bit disappointing, but you look at what he did and what he started off with. He got a team playing together from that game, against Liverpool, all the way up to the game against Southampton. We were the only side that wasn't beaten in that time. So you can't knock Gary for that. He's done a fantastic job here. He's doing a fantastic job at Wolves. I'm sure he will keep them up. But, I think it really does mean that a lot of Bournemouth fans are eating humble pie because effectively Gary's, doing what he set out to do with ourselves. And of course, his task at Wolves is very, very difficult because Wolves are in a poor position. I don't think that they're very good at all on paper, but at the same time, he's getting a tune out of them. He's beaten Everton, who is going to be one of the competitors, for one of the teams going to be in that relegation battle. He looks to be playing that free-flowing style. He learned a lot last season. Yes, a lot of people will hark back to those Spurs defeats, that Leeds defeat. Also, they'll hark back to maybe things that he got wrong against Brighton, for example, away. But he learned from those, and he learned that he did need to play that way. He didn't need to play too defensive, that we were better on the front foot. So, I think there's a lot of criticism that was aimed at Gary O'Neill, and when I did see that show, and I did my own one as well because I wanted to give Wolves fans an honest, real opinion of what the lot of the silent majority, of Bournemouth fans feel, is that they were happy with what Gary O'Neill did. Don't get me wrong, Gary O'Neill, made mistakes. I'm sure he would be the first to admit that. But at the same time, I think Gary O'Neill, did what he was asked to do by Bill Foley and kept us in the Premier League. And he's proven at Wolves, two on the spin now. Yes, one was against the League One side, but, at the end of the day, beating Everton was a massive step for them. Whilst we're still waiting for our first 3 points. I'm sure that will come. I do like Iriola. I think, he's a good manager, and I think, he's got the right sort of style of the play. But I think we still need some way to go. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that, we can get some points on the board very, very soon. Get a win on the board, maybe against Brentford at the weekend. I think we've got to play, our style, press them high. And I think Brentford are one of those sides that maybe we can get at playing like that. Against Liverpool, maybe we couldn't. It really suited them. And, with regards to Tottenham, again, Tottenham, seem to be in good form. There's been some criticism of Postecoglou. And I think, he's done a decent job so far. So football fans are fickle, really, with that sort of thing. But yeah, I wanted my opinion on Gary O'Neill, what I've seen of him so far, what I saw of that game against Everton. Very, very impressed with how they played. Everton probably had more chances, but at the same time, Wolves nullified them, and that's what you have to do. You can play beautiful football, in this game, but if it doesn't get you points, we could play the most beautiful football we've ever seen. You could say, yeah, this is a lot prettier than Gary O'Neill's football, but, if it's not going to get us points, that doesn't equal prizes. But, I'm sure Wolves will be fine, and I've got to laugh, unfortunately, some people had it in for Gary O'Neill from the very, very start. Couldn't say a good word about him and couldn't see why people would have a difference in opinion. I'm all open to that. I'm all open to okay, yeah, don't he doesn't like him, but at the same time, I think that Gary did a very, very good job, and I think at the start of the season we would have taken 17th place, and we finished well above that. So what are we moaning about? What were we moaning about? But yeah, that is my daily thought. I'll do some more of these daily thoughts over the next couple of weeks. Let me know what you think. By all means, all opinions are accepted on this channel. And yes, we shall see you in the next one. Over and out.